Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me again, Edward Maker Jr. Appreciate y'all tuning in. All the supports, love, thankful for all that y'all do. I have the pleasure of introducing this young lady. I worked with her before. I've worked with her on multiple occasions. I've done a couple movies with her. She actually just finished up a movie that's going to be dropping on BET on December 16th. Got Mr. Michael Collier in it. Got Lisa Ray, Country Wayne, B. Simone. I want y'all to tune in and support her. I have the pleasure of introducing Miss Jacqueline O'Day. Yeah. So, Miss O'Day, how you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous now.
Why?
We've been together all this evening, and now it's like,
don't feel nervous. You're a superstar. You know that, right?
Oh man. Okay.
I
claim it. I claim it though.
Yeah, I'm glad because I talk to a lot of people, and like they know your name. You may not I think we're humble and we not where we're gonna be yet, but we're on our way there. So I talked to Cherie McCain, of course Jay, and a couple of people. They're like, yeah, Jackie doing it, and she's professional.
I try my best.
So yeah, that's great. That's great. So let's get into this. I want people to know about these lovely people, talented people in the DMV. So where you from? Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., not Maryland, not Virginia. I was born in Washington, D.C. I'm considered an uptown girl, which is Northwest D.C. No shade to the other, Southeast, Southwest, Northeast, but I'm an uptown girl. So, yeah.
Great. They need to put a mural of all of us, all the great people from DMV. Dave Chappelle, Martin Lewis. It's going to be us on there. Jay Sykes.
We claim it.
Cherie McCain, Kimmy Workman, all of us. We're going to all be on the mural.
Claim it.
So, when exactly did you start getting into acting? And what kind of inspired you to do?
I feel like I've always been in the atmosphere of it. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, my mom always put me in something that had to do with the creative arts. So I actually didn't start any kind of theater until probably in my late 20s, early 30s. I started out with piano and tap and jazz and playing instruments and vocal. And I actually went to school for vocal music, but then switched my major. And then it wasn't until I would say I met a group of friends here in DC that we would catch the bus up to New York and audition for Broadway shows. Awesome. Shout out to Stefan Stevens. And we would look at the backstage paper and figure out which Broadway audition we were going to go to. And we kind of made this thing where we went pretty much every week or every other week, and we collectively auditioned. And so then within that group, Stefan asked me to do some musical theater. I used to do a little bit of musical theater in the performing arts high school that I went to, which was Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. And so I did some theater, I would say in my late 20s. Okay. And more so musical theater. And it was fun, but it was a lot of work. Lots of dancing, lots of singing, choreography, remembering your lines. And don't get me wrong, I still love it. It's an exhilarating process, but it's also a tiring process. I felt like one day, because I would stand in the mirror and I'd be like, one day I want to be on TV. I want to be that character.
I guess you.
So whether it was television or film, I just felt like I really wanted to tell more of the story. Sometimes you don't get to do that in theater. And so I wanted to make that jump. I didn't know how I was going to make that jump, but I was like, you know what? Let me just start looking around. And sure enough, it wasn't until 2017 that I got a random email from you. Never met you a day in my life, ever. And you asked me to come, and I was like, I don't know what all of this is about. It's a film. I said that I wanted to do film, and I came, and we've been rocking ever since. You know, I have
It's been a
this
blessing.
saying that I always say to myself, and I always tell people, you know, just keep walking through the doors.
Right.
Just keep walking through the doors. And so that was the door that presented itself, and I walked through it, and I've just been in love ever since.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm happy to be a part of the journey.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Is there any one actor or is there any one movie that's like, wow, that's inspiring. I want to be like that person or this movie kind of.
It's a hodgepodge of actors and actresses. I mean, I shout out to anybody that can like narrow it down to
It's
one.
so hard, ain't it?
It is hard. But
It's not like a musician.
It's not. And even with musicians, because I have a musical background, it's hard to say this is the one person. But when it comes to acting, like I look up to and admire and like think that she is everything is Cicely Tyson. Viola Davis, Meryl Streep.
She is so great.
Yep, Meryl Streep. Tilda Swinton. Mm-hmm. Sophia Okonedo. And if one that I did have to say, and she's probably like in my mind, my sister from another mister, Cate Blanchett.
Cate Blanchett.
To me, as a female actress, she is the ultimate chameleon. Like that's always like my goal is to, how can I find myself in these different characters and transform? And you don't see Cate, right. You don't see Cate Blanchett, or you don't, and even Tilda Swinton, you don't see them. They completely transform.
Isn't that them?
If you look at Cate Blanchett's and Tilda Swinton's like resume, they're chameleons, and that's what I want to be.
You gonna do it. Mm-hmm. I think you have great talent.
Thank you.
I have great talent. I think someone I admired is probably my favorite actress. Like you said, it's hard to pick. I like Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah.
Ike.
Yeah.
Know the words, Ike. I wrote them.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to Angela Bassett. So you said you do like a little bit of music. How did the music kind of start? Did music come before acting?
Music came before. I remember just being younger, and I mean, yeah, back in the day when you had the cassette tape. So I come from the era of actual wax 45s, and
you're seasoned. That's all.
Tapes. Yeah, I'm well seasoned. I'd like to refer to myself as that. And cassette tapes, and I fell in love with Phyllis Hyman.
I love that lady.
She is the reason I started to sing.
Hit the note with me.
No, don't do that.
There's a spark of magic in your eyes. That girl, baby. See, I'm just happy we harmonized for a second and a half. So I'm happy.
But she is the reason why I started singing. And I remember hearing her on the radio and feeling like that was an angel. I didn't know who that was. And I would literally like record it on the cassette tape so that I could play it back. Because, when you're playing on the radio, you'd have to stop it at the commercial. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just would play it back over and over again. And I fell in love. Also, she just had a presence that transcended not just the songs, but when you did see her on TV, you were like, oh.
God-given. That's the only God can do that.
Yeah. So she was the reason why I started singing, and I would listen over and over again. And I still, to this day, I don't think that I'm the most phenomenal singer, but if you are studying your craft, like you have to practice. You have to listen every day. Yes. I listen to her every day.
Really?
Inflections in her voice. That's and
awesome.
Tone, everything.
Because she's like a one, because when it comes to music, man, it's like, people come and go all the time on a commercial level or on a national level. But like, it's like they just come and go. But like, when you just think about the voices, her and Whitney Houston, I was going to marry Whitney Houston. Incomparable.
Like, I mean, hopefully, but I don't think we'll ever hear another voice like Whitney Houston. Never.
Yes.
Never.
She was like a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's others that are, wonderful, but never nothing like Whitney, nothing like Phyllis. So yeah.
So if somebody asks, who is Jacqueline O'Day? How does she carry it? What is her presence like? What kind of spirit is she have? If somebody asks, who is Jacqueline O'Day? Your response is,
my response is never judge a book by its cover. And I know that is a just a cliche kind of saying that, people hear all the time, because people will see me and they assume that I am one way. And then depending on how comfortable I feel, they see like some layers, some see multi layers, and some may only see one side. And so I'm a myriad of things and vibes and moods. And so it just really depends on my comfort level, and what you get.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. So I think myself, I guess the people that you're closer to get something different than the people that are kind of like associates.
Yeah. And I mean, not that I'm like ultra worried about like what people think, but
I think you protect your presence though.
I do. I feel like I do protect my presence, and I feel like, I give what is needed to give when I need to give it. I think overall though, when people see me, they're like, oh, she's so articulate and so graceful. And
I get the vibes I get from you though is kind, compassionate, and supportive though. Also, like I know even if you don't know somebody, or if you're in the room with someone, I think you'll show the love that you should show. So I think you'll be kind, like if you're in audition, like, oh, you got it, sweetie.
Yeah.
And that. But it's like you said, it's kind of levels to it. So people don't know. You
like, I want to see you win.
Right, I want to see you win. Exactly.
But I want to win too.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I want to see you win. But I'm also that person that I want to win too. But I also understand that if it's not my time to win whatever and you get it, then I always say, you know what, that is the projection for myself, that person. And I'll put the best energy behind it because there's something else. Or sometimes I also look at, like, what we say, denial versus delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, denial versus delay. So sometimes you never know when you're being delayed or denied something to do something else that's greater. So exactly. I don't think that I'm a sore loser, to wrap it up.
Yeah. So I feel like I feel like you're just genuine. I feel like when you like somebody's doing well, you're like, oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if you yourself, you might get rejected from something, that interview, a character, artist role, your mindset, you may be disappointed. I think because we all get disappointed, frustrated. But it's like, okay, like all the successful people have been denied. It didn't just like wake up, well, I'm Denzel Washington, I'm X, Y, and Z. So you know the process.
Yeah, and I also know that, like, okay, what do I need to do to get it the next time? Right. Like, I don't look at like the other person that's like, oh, they did this and this and this. I look at myself like, well, did I prepare enough? Right. Where was my energy level? Did I actually pray over myself? Did I cover myself? Did I pray over them? Did I cover them? Exactly. Going into the process. So I look at all the things that I didn't do so that I know next time going into whatever that I'm more prepared.
That's how I feel with movies, man, at this point. Because, like, everything should be going up. Like, you might hit a roadblock, but you shouldn't be like, you did your first movie, then you flatline and you're going down. Like,
it happens though. I mean, I feel like I could do one project and totally feel really, really good about it. Mm-hmm. And then I've walked into another project and everything that I thought that I was doing right was like, nope, don't do that. And like nerves just shot and totally like feeling like I didn't do my best. So again, it was a learning process for me because it was like, okay, come on now.
I got you.
Yeah. I got you. Like, and that's happened to me. So
I think you're probably like me though. Like I like everything, like like it's no such thing as perfect when it comes to human beings, but it has to be perfect. Like if I don't get the tear, if I don't say this word like this, like I analyze every word when I'm acting.
Yeah.
So I'm a perfectionist. So
yeah, I feel like for me, like I am like that too. But when one of the biggest lessons that I learned most recently was like, you still have to do your job.
Right.
And so, and in doing that job, sometimes your nerves don't have a place. And I let my nerves get the best of me. So even to this day, and I won't know until, I see from the last project that I did, how well I did. Because I allowed my nerves to get in the way of me doing my job. And I did my best, but I could have done better if I'd have, checked those nerves at the door, because look, time is money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm excited to see it though.
I'm nervous.
No.
I'm excited and nervous. So
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I understand though. I
Yeah.
understand though.
So Jackie, first, can I call you Jackie?
Yes, you can.
All right. A lot of people out there don't know, but you're literally like my big sister. We met. Tell people where we met.
We met on the set of A Day in the Life, and you were standing holding the camera and doing your thing
Majestically.
And I was like, oh, look at that guy. We're gonna be friends.
And we are.
And we are friends.
How do you know?
I don't know. I felt the energy, and I felt like I felt the energy within the set that I knew who I was going to be walking away with, as far as like in my world. So I knew it was going to be Edwin. I knew it was going to be Cherie. I knew it was going to be you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody on the cast and crew was wonderful, but I kind of just knew from that day who I was going to be connected to.
I think it was after your first take when you ran at the end of the movie and you were like screaming, crying, going through your thing. And I looked at Edwin and I was like, I'm going to work with her.
Yay. I'm thankful. I'm really thankful because, again, like I told Edwin, I just keep walking through the doors, and it was making that transition into film. I didn't really know exactly how it was going to happen, when it was going to happen, who it was going to happen with. But when the opportunity presented itself, I walked through the door, and underneath, I'd always had that desire to like find creatives, or a creative that I could just really be myself with, and also somebody that allowed me to just go with it. So you guys give me a lot of leeway to just be the character and fall into it, and I really am appreciative of that. So yeah.
After you proved yourself on A Day in the Life, I know you did our most recent movie, Life Goes On. You hit us up and you were like, I want to kind of improvise this one scene. And y'all cool? Like, go ahead. There's only a few actors that we're going to trust to do that. And you're definitely one of them.
I'm thankful.
So you have mastered this whole acting thing. And then I find out.
You're too kind. No, I haven't.
Master. But then I find out you're modeling. So what got you, when did you start that? What got you into the modeling?
Oh, man. Like, any little kid that your mama thinks you're cute, little magic kind of situation. And my mom, bless her, I guess she saw early on that I just really did love that whole fashion music world. And so she would, if I asked for something or I asked to explore something, she would make a way. And so when I was younger, I did a little bit of modeling, but not that much. And then life happens, and you go to work and you go to school and things like that. And so it wasn't until I got into undergrad, which was in 2009, that I set some personal goals for myself. And I said, once I finish my first degree, I was going to go back to modeling. Okay. But I wanted to go back to it in such a way that I hadn't done before. And, but then I had a kid, and I was like, oh, I was thick before, but now I'm thicker, and I don't know. And I wasn't feeling that good about myself. And so by 2015, I was heavier than what I was before. I was a mom, and I didn't know if I would have what it took. But then, like, just body acceptance, body positivity just really exploded for a lot of women, just to accept the body that you're in. And why not? So I was like, you know what? I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. And when I say that I'm beautiful, I have to tell myself that, like, I'm beautiful. My curves are beautiful. I appreciate my body. And it's something that I still have to tell myself. But it definitely made it easier to start to find opportunities. So I decided that I was going to go after it like I never did before. And so shout out to Lyris Cross, because she hosted a boot camp and she gave you the rundown of what it was like, or what you're supposed to do to break into the plus size industry. I went up to New York, took my notes, and I've been rocking it out ever since.
I got you. And I was going to ask you what it's like to navigate being an African American. Do you think, which one is more difficult? Being an African American woman in the modeling industry, or being a plus size woman?
I think it's being a plus size woman. It's kind of twofold. So I'm gonna answer the first part. Okay. So being an African American woman navigating the industry, unless you find an independent, you're kind of typecast. I got you. You know, you probably, it's not until recently, like with Regina King, you know, taking on the role of a superhero, you know, that you're starting to see that. Before, you know, you're either a mom or a wife or a secretary or a drug addict, or, you know, those roles. So, but then you have like Angela Bassett, I think it was 911, you know, she's like this kick-ass cop. Like, you see these strong Black women, but again, it's 2020. We're just now seeing that versus all the years that we've just seen the stereotypical roles. Then you fast forward to like Lovecraft, and, you know, the beautiful, I don't know her name right now, but she plays Ruby in Lovecraft, and she's gorgeous African woman, and she's plus size, and she's killing it. It's like, she's gorgeous. But you, again, now you go to the plus side of things. You also don't want to be typecast as the funny, bubbly sidekick or the set, like, and don't get me wrong, there's a place for all of it, but I don't always want to have to roll my neck and play, you know, I guess what the entertainment industry considers the sassy mama or the sassy, hard to deal with secretary. You know, I feel like
we see that a lot.
Yeah. I want to be able to be like Mama P. You know, I want to be sexy and be a boss and be thuggish and show that side, because there's so many actresses out there that are more than capable of doing that.
Most definitely. What? So you brought up Mama P. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite character that you played? Is it Mama P, or is there another character that's like your top character?
I love all my characters, but I think that Mama P will probably forever be the pinnacle of the role.
Made me cry, man.
Yeah. And I love it. And I remember you approaching me about it and me getting sick and not being able to really, I had to really focus on getting better.
Mm-hmm. I was like, it's only, don't worry, we're not starting without you.
And
we got you. Just
saying to myself, like, I'm going to get out of this hospital, and when I do, I'm going all in. So I would rehearse, like the whole gun scene. Yeah. I'd be in the bathroom.
Oh, I can tell you rehearsed that.
I was in the bathroom, like, and I didn't share with my friends or family, like, things that I was going to do. Because in my mind, I was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this, you know, like, and I'd be in the bathroom, and like my family would come in, and I'd have to like,
just straighten up
because I was really like, I know how I want to craft this character. So
that's probably my favorite character from you.
Yeah, but it also was like just a nice departure of not the typical of what you would see, you know. Yeah, it was a nice departure to not always be nice.
I got you.
Yeah.
Lastly, what is your dream character? Like, what's that one character that you want to play?
That's hard. That's kind of hard. I don't know if it's written yet. I think that it's out there. I think I have an idea. I don't want to say. I hope that somebody writes it. It's going to take probably millions to produce. I think the story needs to be told. I can't say one particular character. What I would like to say, what I would like to see as far as men and women of color and African Americans, Black, is be able to be placed in the appropriate roles that scripts are written for, you know? So if it calls for a character that is Black, put somebody in that role. Yeah. Put somebody in that role and let them, you know, do their thing. So present the opportunity. There are people out there. So I can't say that there's one particular. There's plenty of stories that still haven't been written and haven't been told. So I can't say just yet.
All right, Miss O'Day. So wrapping up the interview, yes. I know we've been talking, and I know you're super excited. You've been working with like some big names out there. What can I tell you? What's the name of the project, and what can you tell me about the project without giving away too much? What can we expect?
It is a holiday movie.
Okay.
I'm going to dub it a holiday classic. It's going to air on BET on December the 16th.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to ask each and everybody to tune in, not just for me, but everybody that's in the cast and the crew that was a part of it. But for me, light me up, y'all. Light me up on like Instagram, Twitter, and I want y'all to specifically say, who is that thick mama doing her thing, like for the plus size actresses and plus size models out there? Because I will say that when I was presented the opportunity and I saw the description, they were looking for somebody that was voluptuous and curvy and had fashion sense. And I was like, that's me. Like, yeah. So it was really exciting to finally see a role that was for me. Yeah, that was for me. It was for me. And so I'm just thankful that I got it. So, you know, I hope that everybody just, you know, is like doing it for the plus size actresses and models out there because we deserve love too, you Definitely. Know? So yeah, so it airs on BET. Michael Collier, Lisa Ray, Country Wayne, B. Simone. It's a lot of, it's a Lonnie B. It's a star-studded cast that I was able to work with, and I'm really super excited about it. And shout out to Tessa and Blush Boutique and everybody that had a hand in that project. So yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited.
I'm excited
I'm watching it.
Yeah, my nerves are shot. But you know, I'm really excited for it. And, you know, again, we just keep walking through the doors, you know.
It's happening. Look, your nerves are shot now. Then like a year or two from now, you're like, oh, I'm working with Denzel this week.
I'm claiming it. I probably will still be the exact,
My nerves aren't shot anymore.
No. I probably will still be the exact thing, hitting y'all up.
Jay, put my Oscar on the shelf. Put my Oscar on the shelf.
No. Now I will say this, like, and I know this, you know, we're wrapping up, but I will say this. I honestly, knowing me, I don't feel like I would personally change, like if I had the opportunity to really be deep in the industry, just because
What would you?
No, meaning like, you know, meaning when people say, oh, you got all Hollywood.
Materialistic.
Because you still got to live in the meantime. I mean, my values still are important to me, and how I treat people and how I interact with people are very important. So I would never feel like I'm too important to, you know, just be, I'm still hit you guys up and be like, what are y'all doing? Yeah, I'm home. Let's go to Fridays. They got like unlimited apps. So, you know,
I think me, you, and Jay, we all like. I just imagine us all remaining the same. Like
I don't think we take ourselves too seriously.
We don't. We don't. We'll be laughing and joking in like 2 minutes when we cut off the camera. We cut off the camera. But I hope you know that I like sincerely, greatly appreciate all the support, all that you've done for us thus far. The love is genuine. Like, you didn't have to come out here and let me interview you.
I appreciate it. I think you guys always tell me thank you, but I thank you all because again, I literally put it on my heart that I really wanted to be in a space where I could meet creatives that I could create with. Mm-hmm. And knowing the industry, you don't always come across people that people are complex, mm-hmm. regardless to the arena that you find them in. But in the entertainment industry, sometimes those waters can be a little murky. Yeah. And so I'm just thankful that I have never had to feel unsafe. I've never had to not feel supported by you all. Mm. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that you all allow me to be creative and share. And your success is my success.
Oh yeah, that's how I always look at it.
Yeah, you guys always tell me thank you, but I thank you, So yeah.
Yeah, and Jay got the gun on his hip right now. So anybody mess with Jay, we don't want to get incriminated. Allegedly, he has a gun. But again, thank you so much for being so great, Miss Jacqueline O'Day, the lovely. Check out her new movies coming to BET. December 16th. Mm. Support this young lady, please. It's been another wonderful episode again. Bmore and beyond. Miss Jacqueline O'Day. Please stay tuned. We got more interviews coming up every Sunday at 8 p.m. All right, God bless. Love y'all. Peace.